All right. I got a routine for stretching, so I shall do that real quick. Okay. Yeah. So, it's an author that we haven't heard before, but they do good. Yeah, they did good this time. But we have read one or two of their works before. It's just I haven't shouted them out yet, and it's not on my Dr. AfroFluff channel. So it's the works I read before I had that channel available. They're called Dino Draws, and I will show the office page because it is quite nice. So not only do we have a little animation here, which is cool, but then also we have a picture of how they're supposed to look like, and it's all nice. Like I like the purple and blue, you know. And they have quite a lot of work done. So I think, and also we going to definitely see them quite often. They have many different projects. So, but it's the first time we're shouting out their name, so that's gonna be fun. And they call, oh yeah, this is also SCP 2888, which me and Mechanic were wondering if this is gonna make a reference to 2877. I still don't think it's gonna be the case, but we'll see. It's called Dead Canary. Oh, maybe were you inside a cave or some sort? Alright, as item 2888, level 2 restricted, containment class safe, secondary class runs red, disruptor class Vlam, and also I like the background. Risk class notice, okay. There's a warning on this SCP. Okay, animal abuse. Okay. does the SCP that like kills a bunch of puppies, does that have a warning? I think it probably does. It probably does. Because I was like, that's so nice of down draws to be like, hey, careful. Animal abuse and dead bird. And I don't even remember if the puppy death machine had that one. It probably did. It probably did, and I just didn't check the warning. Because I never did before. Special containment procedures. With proper approval from site 898. Wait a minute, I just got a message I need to actually quite quickly answer. Security SCP-2888 can be carried via its cage by personnel for use during patrols or maintenance work. When not in use, SCP-2888 cage is hung within Site 898's subterranean containment wing, adjacent to the primary security checkpoint. Once red class anomalies are handled on a case-by-case basis by Site 898. From this vantage point, SCP-2888 can function as an early warning system for the containment wing. Also, wait a minute. Hold on. Shit. Sorry about that. Just need to. How the fuck? There we go. Yeah, here we go. What was that? Yeah, from this vantage point, SCP-2888 can function as an early warning system for the containment wing. SCP-2888 is the designation for the corpses of approximately 18 domestic canaries. These remains in various states of decay. Are amalgamated together. This has resulted in a tangle of beaks, wings, and claws. In places where feathers have rotted away, it can be seen that a large portion of SCP-2888 bones are broken. Yeah, also license. So, okay, let me focus now. In places where feathers have rotted away, it can be seen that a large portion of SCP-2888's bones are broken. A spore of iron slag is embedded in SCP-2888's central mass. It is believed that SCP-2888 manifested from SCP-8987 early on in the Summit anthracite mining operation, as its existence was first indicated within the mine's documentation. See Discovery for further details. A front company for Marshall Carter & Dark operating with the Red Brook mine. SCP-2888 displays predictive qualities capable of next Sunday I will not stream and I'll be ready after my house. I earned my now then. Sorry again. Okay. My eye, dude. What? Something. It feels like something is in my eye, but I don't know what it is. So the manner. Okay. Though the manner in which SCP-2888 determines danger is unclear, it has reacted to the presence of toxic gas, particularly low oxygen levels, aggressive predatory animals, structural collapse, imminent containment breaches. Upon the detection of a threat, SCP-2888 enters what has been deemed its warning state and spontaneously reanimates. I need to say sorry, by the way. I always feel like I do because like people on YouTube are also watching this, and I'm like, you know, getting myself distracted. Of course, I could just cut it out in the edit, but like a lot of times I just don't. I just end up like just forgetting about it and then just releasing the whole thing. So I always feel bad that people on YouTube are like seeing me just getting distracted. Once reanimated, SCP-2888 will gather its mass into shape similar to a posture of frill canary, a domestic breed of canary characterized by a hunchback, stiff legs, and long neck. In order to do so, it will attempt to force all of its wings up onto its back via the bars of its cage. It will similarly try to force all limbs towards its underbelly and all heads near its neck. These actions typically result in further mutation through the fracture of its own bones, but are generally successful in shifting the remains to its configuration. Its head will not include any of the heads from the remains. Instead, its elongated neck often ends in a fleshy module pierced by the iron spur. You say it looks cool. I'm looking at it and I'm not even sure what the hell I'm looking at. All corpses that make up SCP-2888 display individual life, resulting in the anomaly having difficulty with cohesive movement and navigation. Upon resumption of life, SCP-2888, oh my god, SCP-2888, there we go, displays behavior typical of its species and will begin to sing. The birdsong is non-anomalous but louder than typical canaries due to all 18 remains singing together. SCP-2888 will sing for the full duration of its warning state. SCP-2888 warning state will conclude once the threat has passed, resulting in the form losing shape and collapsing into its prior state. This will result in the immediate cessation of its life. Discovery: initially SCP-2888 existence was only testified to in documentation from the Summit anthracite operation that was recovered during the late stages of investigation, Red Canary. What is believed to be its first mention comes from a miner's testimony. Attached below is a transcript of the relevant section, and here we also have a picture while it's in its warning state. Initially, it's like, oh, so is that a butterfly down here? Or a moth? Like, almost looks like it, doesn't it? But I'm looking at it, I'm like, what? What is what? But it is a cool idea. Definitely, like, if a bunch of bird corpses would be mangled together, it probably looked like this. Rothings is still babbling about the birds. Ever since we buried the last of them. Ever since Keshner denied shipping in more due to some bull about expenses, we didn't have canaries anymore, but Rothings keeps saying he hears them. He hears them in the night when the coyotes start howling or down in the mine when the air goes foul. Apparently it's not only one either. I kept asking him, now, you sure you're not just hearing the yellow bells in the swamp? And every time he shakes his head, says he knows the canary's song. Now I thought being hunted by birds of all things was ridiculous, but people were getting antsy, so me and some folks hiked down to a dump zone towards the corner where the swamp starts to creep up to our dirt paths. We marked a burial spot with one of the empty cages, just so it'd all be on the spot. It was a corner of the dump, a bit away from the rest of the trash. So we came up upon the spot, and the air was stinking of death. The cage door was gone. There was only a small hole in its place. It was empty. There was dirt splattered all around. I was ready to assume the coyotes got to him, but those claw marks were too small for the mutts. Too small and the wrong number. 3 claws, yellow feathers in the muck. They dug themselves back up. Other specific documentation relating to it included a delivery list stating that SCP-2888 has been I'm like, I don't have to work that anymore. Has been shipped off-site from the Red Brook mine. Due to his listing being 2 years prior to the Foundation intervention, Red Canary deemed it a dead end. The exact location of shipping was not specified on any cargo removed from the mine. Some letters recovered by investigation, Red Canary implied supplies were sent north to New York City. SCP-2888 will be located on the... Wait, due to its listing during 2 years, Red Canary deemed it a dead end. SCP-2888 will be relocated on the 8th, 11th, 1966 within the Rich Avenue Farmers Market, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, when an ad regarding it began to circulate in local newspapers. This ad described SCP-2888 as a haunted taxidermy, asked if readers had the bravery to awaken it. MTF Gamma 89 rock and hard plates will be deployed to acquire SCP-2888 via regular purchase due to the presence of char and ash on both the bars on the cage and its bottoms. It is believed that the advertised attempts to awaken SCP-2888 involved bringing an open flame into its cage to trigger its warning state. Additionally, the original cage that SCP-2888 had been found and featured an engraving at its base that read, Gunstone Auction LLC, investigation into possible connection between this and the Summit anthracite operation is pending approval. And I think Howard told me that this is actually like connected to SCP. That's like, yeah, see, this one, that's way later down the line. So we're not going to read this part. So that's it. That was cool though. Oh, I just now realized there's no option for me to just click here to get the next SCP. Interesting. But it looks like SCP-2888 is also just connected to a lot, like an overall arching story. It says, it does say here Black Diamond Billions Hub, and then 8987, which yeah, was the other one, and Black Diamond Billion Hub has yeah, quite a couple SCPs connected to it. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, that was cool. That was cool. I like the body horror of like just a bunch of dead canaries stuck together, and you can still hear the voices in the mines.